Thiago Motta, Juventus, it's a marriage that's come to an end. They're filing for divorce. They are, it's a guarantee. I just don't know the specific date. Now, Juventus, they'll sit down and tell themselves they can either sack him during the 2-week international break and maybe bring in a new manager, even if it's a stopgap, even if it's just a temporary manager for 3 months, just to give this team the boost to try and get top 4. Because listen, from watching Juventus against Atalanta, from watching Juventus against Fiorentina, from looking at the direction that they're currently heading in under Thiago Motta, this is a team that's going to take itself out of the top 4 race. This is a team that just 2 weeks ago, we were sat telling ourselves maybe, just maybe, they've crawled themselves into the Serie A title race. Maybe, just maybe, they could be a dark horse. How on God's earth in 2 weeks? How on God's earth in 2 weeks do you go from potentially being a Scudetto contender to a team that's single-handedly taking itself out of the top 4 race because of 2 shocking performances, 2 embarrassing performances, 2 performances where I feel like they expose so many cracks within the Juventus project, so many cracks on Thiago Motta, the man, the manager. So many cracks on Gintoli, the sporting director. So many cracks on the players, their mentality, their commitment. You'd find it hard to believe if I told you guys the team that won today, the team that looked more hungry, more motivated, more energetic, was the team that also played on Thursday night. You'd find that hard to believe. You really, really, really would. Juventus have not played in just under a week. They've had time off. With time off, you can prepare for the opposition. You can rest. You can recharge your batteries. You can sit down, connect with the players. Make sure they understand you and you understand them. That Juventus performance looked like the players don't understand the manager. The manager doesn't understand them. Gintoli doesn't understand Motta, and Motta doesn't understand Gintoli. And on top of everything, Motta doesn't understand the Juventus DNA. Against Atalanta, and there have been periods throughout the season where I've been sat telling myself, Juventus, they don't look good. But half-time has come at a crucial time. Now is your time to connect with the players. Now is your time to rectify your wrongs. Rectify the team's wrongs. You've got players on the bench. Utilize them. Against Atalanta, when they went in 1-0 down at half-time, I was sat telling myself, listen, every Juventus manager that wants to succeed and grow and flourish, they go for the kill. They bring on the attacking players. We're 1-0 down. We're going to take the game to the opposition. We don't respect you. We are Juventus. Today I was watching the game. It went 2-0 down at halftime. I was literally sat telling myself, Motta in the past has failed. It's like an assignment. It's like when you play a game and there's always this one chapter, this one level that you keep failing. It's like playing Crash Bandicoot, and you get to that one level, you can't pass that level. Why? Because you keep making the same mistake. Juventus going 2-0 down. I was sat, you've now got an opportunity to rectify your wrongs. You've now got an opportunity to show the whole world, to show the Juve fans, we're 2-0 down, but I'm going to go for it. I'm going to throw that kitchen sink. I'm going to mount the pressure. And we are going to go out and play our game. And even if we lose, nobody can ever turn around and say, you never tried. Nobody can ever come out and say, you didn't care. Nobody can come out and say, you didn't give 100%. Well, guess what? I can. That performance, they never tried. They never cared. They never gave 100%. Why are you putting me in a position to say that? Why? Because it was crystal clear. You see that game? Dusan Vlahovic, Kenan Yildiz, let's just put it like this. The top goal scorer doesn't enter the frame. He doesn't enter the pitch. Now, I don't care whether or not you think technically he's gifted, whether or not he can do what Kolo Muani does, because I'll be honest with you guys. Kolo Muani, he started off amazingly. Kolo Muani now is just a passenger. He's just there in attack, all alone, isolated, doing nothing, getting no opportunities, having 0 shots on goal, maybe averaging 5-6 touches per 90 minutes. He's not involved. He's a passenger. I don't care whether or not Dusan Vlahovic can play with his back to goal. Dusan Vlahovic is this team's top goal scorer. He is a guy at the beginning of the season that was scoring goals when you needed him most. You're telling me you're losing 2-0 down and the top goal scorer doesn't enter the picture? You're telling me you're losing 2-0 down and the third top goal scorer in Kenan Yildiz doesn't come onto the pitch? What message are you sending? What message are you sending to the players? What message are you sending to the fans? What message are you even sending to yourself? And it pains me to say this so much because anybody that knows me knows I'm a big Thiago Motta fan. I really am. When he took over at Juve in the summer, I was like, this is a statement of intent. Signing one of the most exciting young managers in the Serie A. Is he ready to make that big jump? And in my opinion, from his personality, from the way he carried himself at Bologna, I was like, he's more than ready. He's more than ready to spearhead this new project. But he's shown me in 6-7 months, he's not ready. I feel like he's a bit too stubborn. If somebody sat you before the game and told you who have been Juventus's arguably worst attackers of the season, I guarantee you guys, whether you live in the UK, whether you live in Italy, whether you live in Oman, whether you live in Qatar, whether you live in Brazil, whether you live in El Salvador, whether you live in Paraguay, whether you live in Pakistan, whether you live in France, if you ask that question to every Juventus fan, who have been Juventus's worst two players in attack, everybody would have had the same answer. Coop Miners, Nico Gonzalez. Guess who starts once again? Nico Gonzalez. And now he's partnered with another player that's drowning in Coop Miners. What? This whole project of him and McKennie interchanging, Coop Miners out wide on the right, and then he comes into the centre. We've seen Coop Miners in the centre, not the best. We've seen Coop Miners down the right-hand side, not the best. Is it because he scored a goal? Like, real talk, guys, let's be serious. Is it because he came off the bench and he was playing out wide on the right and he scored a goal against Empoli that all of a sudden we found the solution to Coop Miners? No, he's not good on the right. He's not good on the centre. If anything, the only position that he's thrown up mediocre performances for Juventus this season has been in that double pivot with Kefran Turam. But he's out wide on the right. Nico Gonzalez, he starts once again. Nepotism. I said this at the beginning of the season. If you want to lose the changing room, if you want the players to lose faith, to lose hunger, to lose morale, besides style of play, besides results, nepotism. Once any player realizes there's favoritism towards a certain player or a certain group of players, they lose hunger. They lose hunger because they know I can go out there and score a hat-trick and you will still put me on the bench. And the polar opposite is the player that's being favoritized knows I can go out there and put a 0 out of 10 week in, week out, week in, week out, week in, week out, and I will continue to start. Shout out Nico Gonzalez. I'll be real. I've made it crystal clear on my opinion on the player. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's cut out for it. He's coming across useless to me, but he starts week in, week out. And I feel like as a manager, when you realize I keep playing this player, he doesn't perform and my team loses. Like, put 1 and 2. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 4 equals 8. Listen, as a manager, you judge managers of style of play. You judge managers of results. You judge managers on how well they can manage players. But at the same time, you should judge managers on how well they can pick a team. How well they can structure a team. And I'll be honest, as of late, Motta, when it comes to the starting 11s, I feel like he's been getting them wrong week in, week out. Don't get me wrong. There come periods where you see managers put in a starting 11 and you're like, huh? This doesn't make sense. After half an hour, you're silent. You've been proven wrong. Why is it? Every Juventus fan, when they see the starting 11, this is the wrong starting 11. Come the 90th minute, they're like, I was right. I was right. This player shouldn't be starting. This player shouldn't be coming on the bench. You shouldn't be playing this player in this position. It's a catalogue of mistakes, and as much as it pains me to say, he dug his own grave. Thiago Motta has dug his own grave. I don't know what's next. The one thing that I do know is I feel like the project has come to an end. He's lost the locker room. He's lost the players. And now the one thing that I felt like was the one thing that could salvage his campaign, that can salvage his season, the one thing that he can probably take in to the negotiations table and turn around and tell Gintoli, listen, it was a poor campaign. I had injuries. It was my first time managing a top club like Juventus. But guess what? I still got you top 4. Even top 4. In my opinion, it's gone. It's gone. Bologna are now in the top 4. They beat Lazio 5-0. Okay? Lazio is still a team of quality, of promise. Milan, as much as it might be a roller coaster at the moment, they're winning games. Fiorentina, they had a poor month, but listen, beating Juventus 3-0. That will definitely give you a slap in the face and motivate you. And I'll be honest with you, I look at Juventus and I just see a team where morale is down, motivation is down, the tactics are non-existent. At the beginning of the season, like, it was exciting to watch Juventus. You see the 2-3-5s, and then it transitions to 3-2-5, and then you got the overload. Now when I watch Juventus, I don't see 3-2-5. I don't see 2-3-5. I just see a team that has no plan, no structure, no identity, no bite in the final third, no shape off the ball, hardly any aggression. Like when you look at some of the goals. The first goal, it was a matter of who reacts the quickest. Gosens reacts the quickest. The second goal, Juventus youth players from Moise Kean, Fagioli, Lloyd Kelly. Did you guys see Lloyd Kelly in that goal? Lloyd Kelly gave the ball away under minimal pressure. He wasn't even pressured. It was minimal, and he gave it away because he crumbled, he panicked. He's not a centre-half that plays out of the back. He gave it away. Then the ball gets launched. He loses his duel with Moise Kean. That goal all came from Lloyd Kelly, but this is the guy that Juventus have a 20 million obligation to buy. And then the third goal was the icing on the cake. Fagioli has the ball on the left-hand side. There's like 3-4 Juventus players on him. Nobody gets the ball over him. He puts it into Goodmanson's path. And then I'm looking at Thuram. I'm looking at McKennie. I'm looking at Weah. They're all jogging back. What does that tell you? When the players are jogging back, when the players don't care. Even when the picture, the camera, it went to the players on the bench, they all look down. They all look dead. Every time they put the picture on Dusan Vlahovic, he's just there, sat in shock. And listen, fair enough. He might not have a Juventus future, but at the end of the day, he sat telling himself, surely I can do better than this. Surely I should be given 20, 30 minutes. Kenan Yildiz. Last time we saw him against Empoli, in my opinion, he was arguably man of the match. And we haven't seen him since. I don't know what's going on. I feel like it's now reached a stage where it's unfixable. You can't fix this. It's just all about trying to control the amount of damage that it will have from now up until the end of the season. And that's why I feel like now the Juventus board, they've got a dilemma, which is either they trust Motta from now till the end of the season to try and rally the troops, to try and get something out of them from now up until the end of the season, or they let him go just in hope of getting this stopgap that can give these players a boost. Like, real talk, sometimes all you need is a breath of fresh air. You don't need tactics. You don't need identity. You don't need this amazing personality of a manager. You just need a breath of fresh air. Somebody new. Somebody that's not going to manage the way Motta does. Somebody that's not going to set up the team the way Motta does. There's 9 more games to go in the Serie A. Juventus are still in a very good position to get top 4. But if Thiago Motta stays, more damage? Yes. I feel like financially it would cost them more to keep Motta than to let him go. Because if they miss out on top 4, the repercussions are massive. The financial repercussions. But if you're new, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to let me know what you think in the comments. And we will catch you guys on another one.